Welcome back to Magoo's Views. All right, y'all. So recently, Absol was on the radar segment for Kai Cenat's Mafia-thon 3 stream, and pretty much, he was the latest rapper to go up there and to go up there and freestyle, man. But it wasn't Soul's night. It wasn't Soul's night, and he was man enough to come out here and say, "Hey, he choked," and it was. And here's the thing, man. Before I get deeper into the segment, everything that happened, I'm just gonna say it right here now. Absol is one of the best of his generation. Absol is a rhyme. He's an MC's MC. Like, Absol can rhyme. He can spit. Hands down, we all know that. So I want to clear the air with that before anything else. And he was man up to say, hey, he choked and he had an off night, and it happens to a lot of the greats. It happens to all the best, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless if in sports or if it's in hip hop, sometimes you just have an off night, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen it with rappers and I've seen it with players, you know what I'm saying? It happens, it happens. And at the end of the day, I respect him for being man up to go back on live. And, he was in the studio and stuff like that. And he talked about the whole situation. Said, hey, man, he choked. He talked about how the verse was something that was, was prepared and stuff like that. He had, the bars kind of, written out because he was like, hey, man, he was like, pretty much he talked about it. Because when you watch the segment, when he's freestyling, he starts to forget his bars. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of just like, fumbling through the words and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, he actually, hey, you running back again. So I was like, yeah, he definitely had an off night. You know what I'm saying? And, to be up there with Kai Cenat, who is, I want to say Kai Cenat's the biggest streamer out there. Like, yeah, that's kind of, him being a different, having a different audience. I think that could have done a lot for him. Even though I think Soul has a huge fan base as it is, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, being on Kai Cenat's stream, like, that was cool for Kai Cenat to do that for him. And he actually, gave props to Kai Cenat to bring him out there and stuff like that. Because we all know what Absol is capable of. I mean, recently, we all saw the Red Bull Cypher with Big Sean and Joey Badass, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't think Absol's pen should ever be in question. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have his albums, I have his music, like, going back to Control System and stuff like that. The Book of Soul, like, all that stuff. Like, Absol's a beast, man. Absolutely is. Like, his last two albums I really enjoy. Like, Herbert, Soul Burger. Recently, Soul Burger came out last year. So, yeah, he has a very good catalog. And Reason, who's formerly a part from TDE, he spoke on the situation. And so did Punch from TDE. Both of them are really dope rappers too. You know what I'm saying? So they spoke on the situation, and hey, Absol's man say, hey, like he said, it was just an off night. So I think he'll be fine. It was as a fan of his, it was kind of like, dang, homie. You know what I mean? But like, hey man, you'll be all right. At least you're a man enough to go ahead and speak about it. But anyway, like I said, this comes from HotNewHipHop.com. It says, on Sunday, Absol took to Instagram to address the performance. He said he choked and he did not offer any excuses on the outing. He says, happens to the best of us. He said on a live clip caught by a Kendrick Lamar / TDE fan account. At one point, someone suggested coming back and around and dissing everyone involved, which is something Solo refused to do. This is his words. He goes on to say, those guys gave me the opportunity to perform and display true skill, true artistry, and I choked. He said, as soon as he got off the stage, he went to the studio, which is where he did the Instagram live stream, right? But yeah, I mean, there were people like suggesting, hey, go back there and diss them. I'm like, well, why? Like, that doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, they did give me the opportunity. So why would I diss them? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, Soul's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Like I said, yeah, he's going to bounce back. Hey, man, like I said, everybody has an off night. Everything's going to be cool. But yeah, man, I just want to come up here and talk to you guys about it. Like I said, as far as the whole cypher, him being up there and starting around, it wasn't his night. It wasn't good. But hey, like I said, man, just bounce back, come back, make up for it. That's how I see it. Everything, in sports, art, whatever it may be, always get a second chance, come back stronger. Anyway, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Again, we're close to 1,000 subscribers. After that's going to be 10,000. After that's going to be 100,000. After that's going to be 1 million. Anyway, hope everybody has a blessed day, and I'll see y'all soon. Have a good one.